somewhere within her was this thing, this story based on a feeling, a sensation. She was so sure, had been told so frequently, that she felt that there wasn't no point in trying. Yet there she was in the centre of her mind, incapable of thinking about something new. You can dress up this imagery of a girl pouring her heart into emotion and movement to depict distress. It's cliched, I know. To me it seems like a dance. If it were true, she'd show you a dance. This isn't one specific account that you can briefly glance at and immediately label. This is what we do on a continuous conveyor belt, the structure we live by, pushing through to get somewhere. These are observations of what's happening to your personal versus your general. Stopping onto train platforms with brief glances, looking down, scrolling through phones. I know there are differences, but for now, let's call this living. Slipping away is the sense of self, the ability to understand what is genuinely ours versus what has been constructed through the parameters of our social identities, and if there is a difference between the two. So much of what we aim for is determined by external figures that, to cope, our internal goes through a process of reshaping to fit its exterior. You don't know how you feel about this. You've lost yourself. You want to bring social change. You want change. What defines you? Why has this happened? Why can't we break free? What aren't you asking?
What are you doing?
Catharsis.
Breathe. We're repetitive in nature, yet look for experiences to attach to alter them. You remember the flicker of motion that has been so powerful that it has somehow kept you in anticipation for its return for months. Yet it is a sad factor of life that these moments may never return. We've built structures to remember them. You can hold on to your memories and hold them in a place, whilst in comparison to others. In between captured moments, it is the longing sense for looking for another one. When trying to adapt a moment, it appears special to you. It's this interaction with this object. You alter your presence within the space and are met with, oh no.
On guys, she was just like, oh, this is great content, and she was like, I hate that I call everything we do content. Which is, it should be fine, and it's so encouraged to be honest and to be forthcoming with your emotions and not to be repressed. But at the same moment, when it's happening through the warped lens of social media, you are putting an active effort into putting yourself out there into the world branded as that person who is
Let go of these fears and redefine the future with how you want others to feel, to sense and experience. This brings forward the way in which you specifically perform. You have a continuous battle of what you want to depict versus the judgment of being labelled. Using the word I places an account rather than an experience. I want you to feel these moments. So you use books to build a wall, a barrier, to remain introspective.
You okay? You nearly ready? Hi, oh my god. So, you'll never believe this. Oh, put on that rose lipstick you bought the other day. To get to Market Square, and guess who I bumped into? Mash Hand Simon. It was the look of that bus driver's face. You know what? I really like this jacket. We're only trying to get to Chipside Hill. I'll never look at Mash the same again. I wonder what Mashhead Simon does in his free time.
You wonder if those around you go through this too.
And I think part of the reason that it can't be captured is that, to me, I feel like part of what it is that it's when that sense of urgency that I think a lot of people have all the time, or at least I know I have most of the time, kind of like drops away a bit. And that's something that I think is quite heavily induced by social media, that feeling of urgency of either, oh, I need to show people how I feel and be genuine, and how do I do that, or this is how this person is feeling, but that's performative. But then that kind of barrier of somebody is feeling something genuine and I can't get to it, has this kind of feeling of urgency to it. And then I think when that drops away and you have a genuine moment, that just wouldn't translate.
Doesn't bring a resolution, and I think we constantly
difficult than you can express easily, I guess, through online, whatever. There is kind of a need for you to package it in a different way, I guess. I don't know, it's just that idea of you needing to take a social media break, like, or you need to, you know, kind of cut yourself off from YouTube or whatever. That surely speaks to the fact that these things are not allowing you to be emotional, to be human in a way that's
being
actually
productive is meant to get you out
genuine
of your current
or
zone
useful.
or your current
like you're always waiting to be able to go and do something else.
You're hoping somebody notices that you haven't interacted with this,
like,
so that they do eventually reach out.
Yeah,
underscores just kind of the encouragement of the artistic process. It's
I don't know if that's exactly what it is.
kind
That's
of
not exactly
like
what
the
it is.
That's not
idea
exactly what it
of
is, that
being
it gives
able
an
to put
explanation
yourself in a
to
mind
what it
state
is,
of
like how it
originality, where the main thing that
However,
you're doing
I
is
think what
kind
I'm
of an unrepetitive
trying
thing.
to
It's kind of a
get down is maybe
a
more
process
people's
of creation and
experience
production that is
Yeah.
supposed to be
within
like
this,
innovative and
How you actually
changing.
feel about it.
how you actually
But
feel.
then,
Yeah.
I mean, the
How do you
contraptions
react? How
of
do you-
that are still the same repetitive
It's kind of
ways
like
that you would
you're
do
in
anything.
space, kind of like that sensation of people movement where everything's
we're all
slightly
kind of
going,
slow.
it
It kind of
still
feels like we're all
moving,
going through the same
um,
process at the same time, but you just
It
kind
is
of want to
cyclical
get
and it is
somewhere and
repetitive because
feel
that's how
like
those
an
patterns want you to
environment
interact
again.
with it.
Um,
And it's the idea that everyone, even if it's rush hour and it's packed full of so many people, everyone is kind of disassociating in it because they're just, it's this space of just trying to be somewhere else.